Welcome to the Art Elevator podcast, where we explore fascinating stories behind the scenes in the art world. This episode is brought to you by Artifactual History and Larissa Wild Fine Art. To stay inspired and informed, you can join our email list by clicking on the link in the show notes or by going to larissawild.com and signing up for our podcast list. Today we have a really exciting guest, Lucy Wolter from Artsy, the online platform. And Lucy is the head of small business partnerships at Artsy. And Artsy is the world's largest online marketplace for discovering, buying, and selling fine art by leading artists. Her team works with emerging galleries, like my own, to implement strategies for success on the platform. She began her journey at Artsy on the finance team, collaborating across departments to analyze performance and drive strategic initiatives. Before joining Artsy, Lucy gained experience in investment banking at Deutsche Bank. Did I say that right? You did. Covering the consumer sector. Lucy's passionate about empowering small businesses dedicated to helping galleries thrive in the digital art market. Welcome, Lucy. So happy to have you here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really excited about our conversation today.
As are we. So we'll jump right into the first question then. What is Artsy? I went over it really briefly, but what is Artsy and why are you so passionate about it?
Yeah, so Artsy, as you mentioned, is the leading online marketplace for discovering, buying, selling fine art by leading artists. And specifically at Artsy, my team focuses on supporting our smaller galleries and emerging artists as they connect with both new and experienced artsy collectors. I recently moved actually into this role at Artsy, but I've been here at Artsy for around 4 years. I started my time here working on our finance team, really began doing more strategy work and business partnering with our galleries team, especially. And I realized by doing these projects, I didn't just want to be the one providing recommendations. I wanted to be the one having a more direct impact, working with our partners, and really kind of acting as a strategic advisor. And so, what made me really excited and passionate about moving into this role is that the art world is moving online. And at Artsy, our mission, our vision is directly dedicated to expanding the art market to really support more artists globally. And at Artsy, what that means in practice is really supporting our smaller galleries as they expand their businesses and really take advantage of moving online. We've actually seen from a recent collector survey of ours that 80% of collectors are buying online. And besides that, we're seeing, even though there's been an art market downturn over the past couple years, our sales on Artsy have actually been up 40% this year. And so it really does show the importance of small galleries taking advantage of moving online, diversifying their sales channels, and really investing online to help their businesses grow.
And there's a stamp of approval, verification that comes with a gallery being on Artsy. And I think that gives the consumers a lot of confidence too.
Yeah, we find a lot of times with our gallery partners that it's a big benefit of this might be outside of social media and their website, really one of their first moves online. And so by being on Artsy, where say someone can Google your gallery, Artsy's the second option that pops up. You're associated with galleries across the world. It's really a way to exactly add brand visibility, further legitimacy to the business so that you can focus on your business, grow, develop.
Fantastic.
And in your role as head of small business partnerships at Artsy, you specialize in working with small and emerging galleries. We know there are a lot of mega galleries with a presence in Artsy, but can you tell us more about how Artsy grows that visibility and the profits for the small galleries?
At Artsy, a lot of times the way we operate is we think of like what are the main challenges that a group of our galleries face and what can we really provide on Artsy to help them overcome some of these different challenges. The first one that we really see is the challenge of growing visibility for their artists. So many artists that our galleries represent don't have an online presence and might really only have regional demand in the area where the gallery is located. And it's really bringing their artists to this international stage. And what Artsy provides is a platform for galleries to list their works and connect with a global collector base. Outside of this, we also have features such as collections. We have an online art fair for small galleries through foundations that further highlight their program and their works in more of a curated sense. The next thing that Artsy provides for our galleries is another channel to sell works beyond just in person. As you know, the current gallery model relies really heavily on in person sales, which, like, of course, that makes sense. Given art has a very visual nature, there's often a really personal experience that comes with buying art. But we're really working to help our galleries move further beyond the in person aspect and add new channels to really experience and expand their online presence. And what we provide for them to really help this, especially if it's a gallery's first time taking advantage of an online marketplace, is every gallery of ours has a dedicated account manager. The job of your account manager is really to assist with your online strategy on Artsy and even across a lot of your different online platforms. So they provide guidance on loading artworks, how to cross promote your business, and different best practices to really make sure you're putting all of the effort into Artsy to really succeed. The last thing that we see as a challenge is allocating time for these galleries to grow their businesses. Many of our partners have very small staffs, one, maybe two people, and they're extremely hardworking, passionate about their business, but you can be pulled in many different directions of managing both your in person business, your online business. And so at Artsy, we provide different tools such as analytics, insights to help grow your program. We provide logistics through our e commerce platform so a collector can directly purchase online. We provide tax integration, shipping to really help take some of those logistics off the gallery's plate. Overall, I would say those are the main challenges our partners face, but it's kind of how we're taking those challenges and working with our offering at Artsy to hopefully help solve some of them.
I love that. And anecdotally, I can speak to the success. I live in a small regional area in Colorado, in Vail, and having that global visibility allowed art on paper. The curator was able to see my artist's work and invite me to participate in that art fair. So, especially being in a non major art market area, it really allows you to play on the global scene. And I love that about Artsy.
Yeah, it's really great to see. I think my team manages over 1,000 of our galleries on Artsy, and it's nice. All of the different calls I join with our partners, they're all across the world. They could be in a small town in Italy, or Larissa, exactly, they might be in a small town in Colorado or directly down the street here from us in New York. So it's really great. You interact with on the small business and emerging gallery side, really a range of different galleries and you learn how everyone runs their business a little differently. It's really exciting.
So that leads actually to my next questions. Like all commerce platforms, we've seen this shift from in person to online. Specifically with the art world, there's a combination of online plus art fairs as well. Plus, also retaining pop up or physical spaces. How does Artsy's online marketing strategy tie into all of this?
At Artsy, one of the main strategies that we work on with our galleries is really highlighting the power of an online marketing strategy. And we find our most successful galleries on Artsy from a demand sense, growing their collector base, making sales, are those that unite not only their in person presence, but also their online presence, which can be across Artsy, their social media, and their website. And what we provided Artsy are resources and strategic support in building your presence across these channels, not only on Artsy. Some examples of like, what we see our most successful galleries do is they'll create online shows, viewing rooms, which are more of an in depth look at a specific artist or show. And they then will link them directly to their social media and their websites. So that, say, Larissa, if you have a follower who's in New York who can't directly be in Colorado for a show, they can see the show on your story, on a post on Instagram, go to the link in your Instagram and kind of really feel like they're able to see that show and have the insight of someone who could be going and seeing in person. What this helps do is bring some more followers to Artsy, where they can create alerts for your artists and follow your artist in your gallery so that they're not only staying in the know, say on your website or on your email list, but also across other Artsy channels. And they can really know, like, when you get new works, you'll make sure you're hitting them from all ends online wise. And the reason that this is so great, especially for Artsy, is it works really similar to Instagram. The increased engagement you have with your profile, more followers, makes it easier for collectors to discover your artists, pop up on recommendations with their other interests, and really interact with the gallery's work across multiple platforms. Overall, we really see that an online marketing strategy is the best way for our galleries on Artsy to grow engagement and really optimize not only their Artsy presence, but their entire online presence for success in growing their business.
That's fantastic, Lucy. And this brings me to my next question. I use Artsy all the time in my research as an art appraiser. And while Artsy is geared towards galleries, there are multiple groups of users, including art collectors. Why is Artsy a good choice for art collectors?
So, the way that I think of how a collector interacts with Artsy is really a journey from discovering an artist on Artsy, finding different works that you love, whether by that artist or a similar artist, and then having the ability to purchase the work for it to be shipped and end up on your front doorstep. First, from a discovery perspective, is Artsy's algorithm and features like recommendations, artists, gallery follows really ensure that our collectors are seeing works aligned with their interests. We also offer things such as editorial collections that can help someone discover an artist in more of a curated fashion. For example, one of my friends just moved apartments and was looking for a new painting to hang on one of her walls. And she has started interacting with Artsy, but kind of didn't know where to begin. And so what I did is I sent her a couple of our curated collections, works under $2,500, new works by emerging artists, so she could go through, browse the collections, and send me a little bit more what she was looking for. Say once my friend found an artist that she loves, what Artsy does is aggregate works and list works from over 3,000 galleries that are on our platform. Right now, we have something like 1.5 million works for sale. And so it really highlights that once you find something you love, more times than not, you can either find something by that artist or something similar on platform. And then from there, you can purchase the art directly from a gallery that you would not be able to see in person. And so it really highlights the unique aspect of Artsy that you can access works that normally would be out of reach. It's something like the average distance between collector and a gallery who's selling the work is 2,500 miles, which really shows the benefit of, especially for smaller and emerging galleries who might have more regional demand, being on an international platform. And after that, say you discover a work that might be across the Atlantic per se, our e-commerce platform really helps reduce friction in that buying process. You can directly purchase the work from the gallery, and then we offer items like Artsy shipping so that a gallery can directly ship and easily ship the work to you. Overall, as you can see, what Artsy does well for collectors is really create this full circle buying experience where you can find an artist, find a work you love, easily purchase it from a gallery located anywhere in the world for it then to arrive right on your front doorstep.
I love that element of it, especially being in a remote area. And I keep saying that, but there's a very strong sort of pattern to the types of work that you can buy here. And the
Mhm.
type of work that I'm selling isn't necessarily going to find its buyer in this location. There are some, but it's this connection, the ability to create communities of like-minded aesthetic collectors across the world. So like you said, you can find the right thing and you don't have to be there. There's so much power in that. The connection in that is amazing.
And we see that a lot of times because people are often wondering, if you're not interacting directly with a gallery in person, how can you build that connection? And we see on Artsy because oftentimes they'll converse with the gallery after they purchase a work or discover it on Artsy. I know I do this. I'll go to Instagram and I'll go follow the artist. And it really does help having Artsy as a touch point to find ways to then go and engage with the gallery across different platforms.
Yes, definitely. Sarah and I are big fans of finding kindreds across global. There's no borders. And I think that in this day and age is the direction everything is going.
Oh, 100%.
Can you tell us about your brand new partnership with ArtCloud?
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to speak about this. I feel like it's been in the works for a while, and it's really going to be a great partnership for our partners. So, if you're not familiar with ArtCloud, what it is, it's this all in one platform for inventory management, sales and marketing tools, client management, analytics, reporting. The list really does go on to help a gallery manage their operations and grow their business. And then what this partnership entails is that a gallery who's on ArtCloud can easily sync their inventory from ArtCloud directly into Artsy. And for our partners that have been using the product already, it saves around 80% of time, which is crazy amazing in a gallery uploading their inventory to Artsy. And from there, what's even more exciting to me is that, say, once you make a sale on Artsy, the information directly feeds into our cloud. So it updates your invoicing, your records, and you really do have this full circle experience of using both Artsy and ArtCloud to easily upload your works. And then once a sale occurs, easily update your records. And what made us move forward with this partnership with ArtCloud is we often hear from our partners that time constraints are a challenge. And this ArtCloud partnership helps eliminate duplicative work of uploading works to two different inventory systems and then managing the sales on two systems and keeping your records continually updated. What we want to provide at Artsy is a full suite of tools for our small galleries so that they're growing their business not only on Artsy, but also growing things like their backend operations.
I love this because it lets
Yeah.
the galleries exist in their zone of genius and really focus their time and energy
Mhm.
on what they love doing and what they're best at doing. And then it handles all the different hats that so many galleries find themselves wearing that it's not really what they got in this for. It's really fabulous.
Yeah. And we hear a lot of times from our partners too that these manual operations keep them from even finding time to brainstorm and figure out how they want to take their business to that next level. So by automating a lot of this, it's exciting. It really, I think, is going to provide a good opportunity for our partners to hopefully have a little more free time because they always are running around.
It's so true. And having directed other galleries before having my own and working in other galleries over the years, I've seen no less than 5 different back-end systems. And I can really appreciate the efficiency now being a solo operator because it is true. You wear all the hats and you have a vision and you don't necessarily have the budget to have those employees. And it
Mhm.
doesn't make sense as an emerging gallery. So to have that automation in place is a time saver and a money saver. And also, like Sarah said, allows us to focus on our zone of genius where we can actually be out there networking and talking to people rather than just stuck behind that computer.
Yeah, I love that. At Artsy, our goal is to support small galleries across the entire life cycle of their operations. And especially now and moving forward, what we're really focusing on is how we can help our partners save as much time as possible. Because we know with that, you can think about expanding online, how you can better interact with your collectors, especially hopefully all across the world. That's really going to be a great partnership for our galleries.
Absolutely.
This new partnership really lets the galleries focus on sales, which is like a win-win because it gets beautiful art in collectors' homes and the galleries are thriving and expanding. More art on Artsy means more people have access and exposure to art and see that and then be, uplifted by it. So that's a positive thing too.
Yeah, it's great. We're really excited. I think this is going to be like genuinely the best year thus far for small galleries, emerging galleries on Artsy.
It's very approachable. I mean, it can be intimidating to walk into an art gallery if you don't come from that culture, have experience doing it. And so I really, really like how the Artsy platform makes it very easy and very stress-free. And there's friendly, approachable interface that people who are newer collectors can feel safe.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a lot of times really at the core of Artsy. We have so many amazing artists on the platform that we want to make sure that we're bringing visibility to.
Definitely. And if anyone listening today is interested in Artsy and ArtCloud, we have a link in our show notes to an interest form where you can get in touch with Artsy, Lucy and her team to learn more.
Well, thank you for having me today. It's been a really great conversation and can't wait, Larissa, to continue seeing the gallery on Artsy and working together.
Yeah, me too. I hear that my rep is about to have a baby. And so I think I'm going to be working more closely with you
Yeah.
now.
We'll create a great strategy. We'll start 2025 strong and excited, yeah, to work more closely together.
Me too. Your team is fantastic. My time
Thank
at Art
you.
has been wonderful. And we are so happy that you joined us here today to share this.
Yeah, well, thank you again for having me. It's really been a great conversation.
Thank you, Lucy. It's been a pleasure.
This episode of the Art Elevator podcast was brought to you by Artifactual History and Larissa Wild Fine Art. To stay inspired and informed, join our email list today. You'll receive updates about our latest creations, valuable tips, and a deeper look into the art world. You can find the link in the show notes below or by going to larissawild.com and signing up for our podcast mailing list. Here's to elevating your life with art and creativity.